Welcome back. Good morning, Cincinnati. Many famous artists were born and raised in Cincinnati, but one keeps coming back. Dozens of Cincinnati theater lovers came to a staged reading of a unique play in New York City. It was all part of Cincy in New York City Week, and special Arts Wave correspondent Laure Quinlivan brings us now their story.
Every one of our kids has this picture hanging in their house.
Theresa Rebeck is on the left, the second daughter of 6 kids. She grew up here in Sycamore Township and won writing contests starting in 3rd grade at the school behind their house, All Saints Elementary.
According to her classmates, Theresa always won. And then she would have to go around and read her stories to the upper class people.
She went to Ursuline Academy, then Notre Dame, and ended up in New York writing plays. Her mom remembers walking in Manhattan and seeing a theater marquee.
It had Theresa Rebeck spike heels, and she wasn't real famous then, but they had her name first. And I remember thinking, oh, where's my camera?
That was from Louisville, but that went to Broadway.
Her hometown friends got to see her play Bad Dates at Cincinnati Playhouse in the Park. Theresa answered questions from the audience afterwards, and then
I threw a party.
All her friends and teachers were there, including Sister Claire from Ursuline. Then came Hollywood.
Theresa walked into this restaurant and said to me, "Guess who called me today?" And I went, "I don't know." And she goes, "Steven Spielberg."
They took their piece, the price of fame that no one can repay.
Spielberg asked Rebeck to write the pilot for Smash, this musical drama about bringing a show to Broadway. It lasted 2 seasons on NBC. But Rebeck's heart is in theater. So in Lower Manhattan in May, dozens of Cincinnatians came to Pearl Studios, Room D, to hear a staged reading of Fool, Rebeck's new play. The reading gave Rebeck some ideas.
I was pretty delighted with it. There are a couple new actors in it that I had never seen before, and I was excited to know their work.
Theresa Rebeck is a Pulitzer-nominated playwright who's already had 3 shows on Broadway. One of them, Dead Accounts, got its world premiere in 2012 at Cincinnati Playhouse in the Park.
I'm so happy to be here.
It's about a guy living in New York who comes home to Cincinnati. He can't get enough Skyline and Grater's ice cream.
It's like the best ice cream in the world.
The show later went to Broadway starring actress Katie Holmes, but Rebeck was more excited about the world premiere at Playhouse.
That was a high point in my life, honestly. Seriously? Yeah, absolutely. It was a dream come true. Of course, when I was a kid, I just dreamed of working at the Playhouse. They seemed like gods to me.
Actors feel the same way about Rebeck.
Theresa's fantastic. I've done several plays with her, but I feel like I just kind of, I love speaking her language. It's so natural. You read it and you're like, oh, and then when you say it, it just flows, and it's so funny. She's such a great writer.
Sure, it's pretty cool for you guys to have a homegrown girl up here in New York doing so well.
That's it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
So will Fool come to Playhouse in the Park?
This is an opportunity for us to test out her most recent play with a live audience, see how people are responding, which is always so important in comedy. Yeah. And that will lead to further discussions about the future life of the play.
I would love to see it in Cincinnati. It would mean a lot to me. Come on, Blake.
And when she comes home to Cincinnati, Rebeck says her favorite things to do include driving to the grocery store, something you always can't do in New York, and visiting Fountain Square, Alt Park, and the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Gardens.